I organized a senior prank where the entire school wore the same white mask. By lunchtime, nobody knew who anyone was anymore, and the principal gave up and joined us. It started as a joke in a group chat, just a dumb image of those cheap blank white masks you can buy in bulk, the kind with no expression, just eye holes and a faint impression of a nose. Somebody said, "Imagine if everyone wore one." I said, "Let's do it." I was the one with a mom who worked at a party supply warehouse. 300 masks arrived in my trunk a week later, wrapped in plastic. We handed them out in the parking lot before first period, quietly, to anyone who wanted one. By 8:10 a.m., it wasn't a senior prank anymore. It was a school-wide promise. The signal was the fire alarm, except we didn't pull it. We just all agreed that at exactly 10 a.m., we'd put them on. No message, no announcement, just a silent collective shift. At 9:59, the halls were normal. Jocks in Letterman jackets, freshmen clutching binders, teachers sipping coffee in doorways. Then the clock hit 10. I slipped my mask on. Every single student around me did the same. In seconds, the entire hallway transformed into a sea of identical blank faces, like a low-budget horror film cast had stumbled into a high school. The chaos was immediate and glorious. A sophomore girl bumped into a senior linebacker. "Sorry," they both said, and then froze because they couldn't tell who was who. Name tags were useless. Voice alone wasn't enough. The bell rang for third period and nobody moved. We milled around, a faceless crowd, laughing, murmuring, bumping into each other. Nobody knew which classroom was theirs. Teachers stood at their doors, calling out names, and got no response. Mr. Hendricks, the notoriously grumpy chemistry teacher, grabbed a kid by the shoulder and demanded he remove his mask. The kid said, in perfect Mr. Hendricks imitation, "I am removing it. You just can't see." 3 other kids said the same thing simultaneously. He threw his hands up and went back into his room. By 10:30, the intercom crackled. Principal Torres's voice strained. "Students, this is an unsanctioned disruption. Masks must be removed immediately. Teachers, please escort your classes into the nearest rooms." Someone, I still don't know who, used the PA microphone they'd swiped from the drama club and responded in a perfect Torres impression. "This is also Principal Torres. Masks are now mandatory. Please enjoy your identities dissolving." The whole school erupted. The library became a dance floor. Cafeteria tables were flipped for an impromptu game of anonymous dodgeball. Someone wheeled a whiteboard into the main hall and wrote, "Who are you?" in red marker. And by noon, the board was covered in responses. "Your worst nightmare," and "the ghost of finals week," and probably your ex. A maintenance worker tried to pull the fire alarm and found it had been decorated with a tiny mask of its own and a sign reading, "Even the alarm is anonymous." Classes didn't happen. The teachers gave up trying. They sat in the staff room, a huddle of exhausted adults, while the school ran itself into joyous anarchy. Fights didn't break out. Property wasn't destroyed. It was impossible to pick a fight when every potential target looked exactly like your best friend. The entire social hierarchy dissolved. The queen bee and the chess club nerd were indistinguishable, so they ended up sharing a bag of chips on the gym bleachers, talking about how weirdly freeing it felt. Finally, at 1:30, Principal Torres called an all-school assembly in the gym. We filed in, a silent white sea. He stood on the stage, microphone in hand, looking out at us. "I have been trying," he said, "to identify the ringleaders for the last 3 hours. But as far as I can tell, the ringleaders are 312 students, an emotionally supportive hamster named Mr. Nibbles, and my own secretary, who just handed me this." He held up a mask. The gym went dead silent. He put it on. Slowly, deliberately, right over his bald head and tired eyes. "I was the one who put 300 crickets in the faculty bathroom in 1987, he said, voice muffled through the white plastic. I've waited 36 years for someone to top it. Class dismissed. The roar that went up shook the rafters. The masks came off after that, slowly, faces emerging like swimmers from water. But something had permanently shifted. A week later, the yearbook committee announced a special edition page. The entire student body photo, every kid wearing a mask, and below it a single caption. We were nobody. We were everybody. We were exactly who we wanted to be. The chaos didn't break the school. It rebuilt it. And the best part? Nobody ever found out who organized it. I'm graduating next month, and I'm taking that secret with me.